basis of this program. We also have Mr. Randy Willson of the Randy Willson podcast. Already. And so he's here. That's podcasting extraordinaire. We just like to thank him for coming in. So we're going to start off the program. And as I said, folks, make sure you can call us 804-454-1366. So, Amy.
Yes, sir.
Let folks know who you are, a little bit about what you do, and what the heck is the Spotted Pig Holler?
All right. So I have a couple of businesses downtown in Richmond, which have afforded me the opportunity to be able to help other people. Because I really do believe in the fact that if we are blessed with great wealth, comes great responsibility. I can't remember who said that quote, but I feel like our purpose here is to take care of one another. So what we do is we plant, we preserve native species. We have a habitat area that is undisturbed for wildlife. But the most important mission that we undertake is to feed hungry families in Virginia, in Central Virginia. And we deliver all the way up into Charlottesville, down into Richmond, Southside, Mechanicsville, Varina. And we work with a lot of different community organizations like Feed More, Meals on Wheels, some of the smaller county food banks, Food Not Bombs. I have been really lucky to meet Rhonda Sneed from Blessing Warriors RVA. She is an amazing human being that basically takes food from us, prepares it, packages it, and delivers it to the homeless in Richmond, Virginia. And she is a powerhouse. You should look up Blessing Warriors RVA if you get a chance to, all you guys listening. She takes a lot of pressure off me as far as logistics goes because she'll come pick it up.
Okay. So this is a social enterprise business show. Mm-hmm. Talk about what your businesses are in that way that affords you to be able to do those things. And we got 25,000 people who are listening right now who need your services. So talk a little bit about that part of that. And then we'll go over to the part of how we go about helping and supporting the community.
I feel bad for talking about myself. Like
Come on now. It's going to happen today.
All right. So I own Nouveau Signs Print and Design. It is a commercial print shop and sign manufacturer in Richmond, Virginia. So we work with businesses all over the state. I've got a couple of butcher shops up in Wasilla, Alaska and Anchorage. I've got a yoga studio in Slovenia I do work for. We have most of our clients are local to the Richmond area, but we do work all over the place and ship it all over the country. And it's been really great. I get to meet everyone from our representatives and our senators to local community organizations. I work with Children's Miracle Network and March of Dimes, marketing companies, graphic designers that are freelance here. I get to meet everybody across the board. And it really has afforded me the opportunity to use the influence that I have garnered from that as a tool to be able to reach out to people that might need help and make their lives just a little bit better.
Okay. So now we circle back to the part where you're helping feed people. You told me about the qualifications and the logistics of that. Give our listeners a little bit of that idea, like who qualifies and how do they get all those things?
Really, it can be anybody. This past week, I was alerted by a friend in Charlottesville that there was a grandmother with grandchildren at home that didn't have food for Christmas dinner. So on Facebook, we reached out to her and were able to deliver that same day, which was really great. But it could be anybody. People email in. If you can go to the website, virginiafreefarm.com, you can find all that information. There are we don't do financial screenings because I don't feel like I don't even want to get into that. But anybody that reaches out to us, we just ask how many people are in the family, whether you have any allergies, anything like that, and where you're at, whether you're mobile. If you're mobile, you can pick up from me on the West End on Thursdays. And if you're not mobile, we will find a way to get you food.
Okay, folks. Now we hear about people who are making a difference, and people don't think that what you do out there matters or people see it. I just came across you guys on something, and I thought, I'm like, wow. So if people don't think the power of social media works, you're sitting here now.
Yep.
And so, it was, folks, you were expecting that Ross Runner from NBC 12, the weatherman, would be here today. So, folks, you were expecting Ross Runner from NBC 12. He couldn't make it today. And so he couldn't make it, and I'm glad that Amy, stepped in, and we're able to help out because we all have a story to tell, and we appreciate your story there. So now we're going to get to the man with the podcast. And folks, you can call us in if somebody would need or want information about whether helping her group or their need of help. Please give us a call in. We'll find a way to connect you guys to make that work. So, sir, the podcast. Let's talk about. Give us your story. You're from the mental health field background, and
yes,
tell us your story.
So the story of it is that when I was in school, I went to school to be an athlete, and while I was in school, I had a professor that helped me understand that the best thing for you to do when you leave college is to figure out how to create income based off what you've been doing your whole life. And I've just always been a communicator.
And that's where you got the radio voice from.
Maybe so. I did campus radio in college.
You do have a great voice.
Thank you.
Exactly.
So I did have a background in media at one point in time, but I focused primarily for the past 15 years of my career on communicating with people with disabilities. And so the motivation to get into podcasting was, it can be exhausting and it can be spirit draining. And I wanted to begin talking with change makers in the community about things that they were doing and impacting, improving the community. I still love my mental health folks, but that was the motivation to kind of get into podcasting and also to get out the house and it kind of helped force me to become more social.
Okay, so folks, the time is 1:16. The station is WNTW. That's 92.7 FM, 8:20 AM. We do have game changers in the house. Sorry about the break, and had to do the station ID.
Okay, no
sorry
problem.
about that. It's on you.
Oh, it's on me.
The floor is still yours.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I mean, that was the motivation. But yeah, I've been working in the mental health field for nearly 20 years. I'm an executive director of 5 psychiatric clinics throughout Virginia, and so that is what's funding the podcast right now.
Okay, so did you always have that desire to go? Were you always the person who was the helper?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've always been like, my female friend's best guy friend. I've always been a liaison, a mediator, a neutral, so I enjoy podcasting because I really want to show my skill and ability to be able to interact with all people. I can deal with the extremely intelligent person, the scholar, and I can also talk to the thug.
Okay. I saw the interview. Well, the last one is on the one that just came out. That was excellent. The one with Christy Coleman.
Yes, thank you.
Also saw the one you did with Radio B.
Yes.
And so I had never known who he was. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I had met him through Cheats with the Cheats movement.
Yes.
And the men's group that they have. Shout out to Cheats and
definitely
and those guys who do that. Everyone does podcasting these days. What's the trick to do it from your perspective, and what does it look like for everyone getting their message out there on their own platform? What's it look like to you?
Well, the thing I enjoy about just even this experience is like, I learn, I'm a sponge for learning from what other people do. For me, I don't really have any type of like method to it. I'm really, what you see in my podcast is who I am. So I'm not really in a character. I'm not portraying to be anything I'm not. I will say that based off who I'm interacting and dealing with, you may see a different version of myself. But that's my motivation. Everyone's podcasting now, and I think everyone's doing it for different reasons. I feel like some people are doing it because they need to humanize themselves outside of their career. I think other people are doing it just, maybe for it's a passion project, or I think it's different for everyone.
So we all are not native to Virginia.
Yeah.
So we both are Pennsylvanians.
Yeah.
And where are you from originally?
North Carolina.
Okay. So when you've been here for a while, what's the draw to Richmond, and how's Richmond changed in the last, for say 5 or 6 years or 10 years?
It's got everything. I don't know. There's something about this place that just feels like home. Everyone's accepted. It's very progressive, I think, Richmond, as opposed to the outlying communities in Virginia. It's a small town, but it's got everything you could possibly ever want. Oh, where can you find your podcast?
Oh, you can find my podcast everywhere that all audio plays podcasts, but I encourage people to go to YouTube because I do a visual podcast, and that's where the majority of my followers are developing it.
Okay.
Very cool.
So, folks, the time is 1:19 in the house. It's 119. The program is On the Mic with Mike, 92.7 FM, 820 AM. Got to go away a little bit and take care of some bills and get some things paid. We'll be back in just a moment. Thanks.
Having a good name is more valuable than possessions. With a positive reputation, you not only obtain good credit, but the trust of lenders. At Build Credit LLC, we help you gain access to wealth, knowledge, and personal power. Have you made mistakes with your credit? Not where you need to be? Unsure of where to start? Tired of credit companies taking your money and getting no results? Need a home, car, credit cards, trade lines, or starting a business and need credit? No worries, we've got solutions for all of your questions. Build Credit LLC is here to help you begin, repair, or build your credit to get the lifestyle you deserve. With our 100% money-back guarantee, we are committed to your success. Contact us today at 844-214-0554 or buildcredittrust.com for your free consultation. Mention promo code BCT2020 to claim 20% off your services.
Offer valid in the Commonwealth of Virginia and restrictions apply.
Did you know embroidery is an easy, low-cost way to market your business? Let Godmama Wear LLC assist you with your custom logo embroidery needs. Whether you need shirts, hats, or yoga mats, Godmama Wear can embroider various items. Visit us online at www.godmamawear.com. That's www.godmamawear.com. Let's talk soon.
They say the two happiest days of a boat owner's life are the day he buys his boat.
Woohoo!
And the day he sells it.
Sayonara, you worthless tub.
At Carefree Boat Club, there's a third happy day, the day he joins the club. Carefree Boat Club gives all the
Woohoo!
without the hassles that turn a day on the water into a real pain in the
As soon as it turns over, we'll be on our way.
At Carefree Boat Club, use a fleet of boats as often as you like. They take care of the maintenance. You take care of the fun. Water skiing to fishing, whatever floats your boat, Carefree Boat Club's got you covered. It's like owning a fleet of boats with none of the worries. Whether you own a boat or have just dreamed of it, come sample the experience of being a Carefree Boat Club member. Call today to schedule a tour of one of Carefree's convenient marina locations. Make all your boating experiences water skiing to fishing, whatever floats your boat, Carefree Boat Club's got you covered. It's like owning a fleet of boats with none of the worries.
866-630-5959.
Lush Berries and Treats is Richmond's new best-kept secret, but now the secret is out. Nestled in the city's newest social corner, Scott's Addition, we feature homemade desserts and sweet treats to satisfy any craving. Everything is made from scratch and fresh daily right here in our kitchen, located at 1726C Altamont Avenue. Come by and check us out. We also offer vegan options, custom cakes, and event and corporate catering. Try us out, and remember, life is sweet with Lush Berries and Treats.
Hey, this is your chef, Michelle Willson of Ma Michelle's Cafe, located at 10811 Hull Street Road, Midlothian, Virginia. Our number, 804-912-1644. Come and join us. We have live entertainment, a new menu. Follow us on Facebook at Ma Michelle's Cafe, Twitter, and Instagram. We are sold south of the James.
Hi, this is Lamitha Guy, and I am the founder and CEO of Memories in Song. Memories in Song is a music production company that captures, creates, and customizes lullabies for infants and toddlers. If you want the ultimate gift for that beautiful infant or toddler in your life, please go to www.memoriesinsong.com. Again, that's www.memoriesinsong.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The time is 1:24. The station is WNTW, and the program is On the Mic with Mike. I'm your host, Mike King. In studio with us, we have big time game changers. We have Angie Rose of the Virginia Free Farm Spotted Pig Holler. And she's going to talk about that in a moment.
Virginia Free Farms.
Virginia Free Farm. We're just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
But I got to get to the part about the pig holler. We got to talk about that. Randy Willson of the world famous Randy Willson podcast. So we were just talking about how Richmond changes, and you see it's different now than it was some years ago. Do you guys, in your businesses, do you see an influx of people faster now, or has it always been that way? Has the speed of people coming in changed?
In my business, unfortunately, it's changing in a negative way in the mental health world, just because the insurance companies right now have the authority in dictating services. And a lot of insurance companies are in a lot of debt. So the consequence of that is that people who need services are not always getting the services they need. So mine's struggling. But my motivation for being in Richmond, in comparison, I wanted to piggyback on that. I fell in love with the river.
Really?
That was it. And most people, particularly Black people that I've befriended in Richmond, they're like, we're not going nowhere near the river.
No, I rode by the river. And there's a lot of activities going on down there.
Yeah.
But I think it's something that if you're from a city or something like that, it's some maybe doing those river water type activities may not be for everybody, but it is a draw. And we talk to people from tourism, or we talk to folks we do a lot of stuff with Virginia, Startup Virginia, and those type of folks who are bringing people to town. That is a big draw of what that is. Richmond seems to be a place with different levels. There's old school Richmond,
Yeah.
and that was perfectly fine. And then there's the Richmond of Cabana and Quirk and the Hoff with paying $25 for drinks on rooftops.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference, but it does put pressure on people from a mental health standpoint. Oh, shout out to our man James Harris.
Yeah, definitely.
He's doing some big things, and it also maybe it leaves some of the people behind, because it's hard when the haves are having and then the have-nots. And so that's the glue that you guys step in and help out. And you just make it so easy. So let folks know how they can find you and the services that you guys have.
Okay, so you can find us on Facebook. We're at Spotted Pig Holler. I'll tell you the story behind the Spotted Pig Holler pretty quick here. But you can find us at www.virginiafreefarm.com. All of our contact information for following us on social media. There's an event coming up. It's going to be a community field day in June. So you can sample some of the farm goods and food, pet animals, have a good time, and explore the gardens, and just get out of the city and get out into the country and get some fresh air. You can find us there at the website and reach out to us if you know anybody in need. Please send our information to them. We help anybody, no matter what their circumstances.
Okay, well, folks, you heard that. The program's On the Mic with Mike. What we try and do is we try to combine what's happening from a business social standpoint and social enterprise. How business, so the folks here are business people, but their passion is taking them to the point where they're able to help the community in other ways, whether the social media part, it allows us to reach out to people. But also there's some folks out there who need some help, who maybe they may not reach out or may not know. So businesses have the ability sometimes to help. I had Mark Smith was around. I tell
I love Mark.
There's 1,000 nonprofits in Richmond, all doing great things. If you're not finding a person who totally believes in what you do, then your mission is it's not going to work as well. So you run a nonprofit. Talk to folks about the business side of the nonprofit.
Well, we do offer sales, so you can support us. Every penny goes back into the nonprofit. I'm very strict about that. But you can find our shop on our Facebook, and you can buy all sorts of you can buy seeds, you can commemorate a tree to a loved one. That also helps keep it going, as far as we've got lots of private donations, corporate sponsors in the area, and we're going to be working really hard on that in 2020. But yeah, my business pretty much is what started funding that, making signs and doing print work for Richmond.
All righty, folks, the time is 1:29. That's Angie Rose from Virginia
Amy
Free.
Rose.
Amy Rose.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the picture.
All
Amy
good.
Rose. And so it's Virginia Free Farm and Randy Willson. We're going to go away. We have to go to SRN News is at the bottom of the hour. We will be back on the other side. I'm so sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike. This is not your father's talk station. It is WNTW 92.7 FM, 820 AM. The program's On the Mic with Mike. Here in studio with us, Game Changers, we have Amy Rose.
Yes.
See, folks, Amy Rose, not Angie. Yeah, I'm sorry. And so, and folks who are listening on, on radio, you also are on Facebook Live, and a shout out to the folks out there who are checking us out.
Hey, y'all.
We also have Randy Willson of the world famous Randy Willson podcast. One quick note of housekeeping, folks. Some of our friends over at Dessert Diva, they're having a poetry and love event this evening. That's December 27th. That is today at Strange Ways Brewery. Oh, folks, if you've never had the Lush Berries treat, make sure you go check out the Dessert Diva. She does some outstanding work, doing some great things in the community. A friend of the program, so it's the Dessert Diva. She's having poetry and love at Strange Ways this evening. Starts at 7:30. Make sure you go check her out. And also like to thank Nicole Reed for being a sponsor of the program. Nicole Reed Real Estate, buying and selling. Make sure so whether you're down in the Tri-Cities, up in Richmond, Nicole Reed is the person who will take care of all your needs and put you in the right position to buy a house. She also does credit counseling. So, folks, okay, that's the business side of it. Back to the programming. So what do you see right now when we talk about towns attracting young folks? That's the whole idea with, from the business community. How do you attract people coming to Richmond? What do you think Richmond's going to look like 5 years from now?
They have about 20 more breweries.
That is true. All of them in Scott's Addition.
And boutique hotels.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, since it is the capital and it does attract people from all over, you want folks to come and people have a good time. And people say Richmond has changed. In 5 or 6 years, Scott's Addition's gone from where there was nobody and everybody wanted to leave to all of a sudden it is the hot area. What's the best part for you as far as Richmond goes from a nonprofit saving the world type of perspective that you do right now?
Oh, there's so many people willing to help.
Oh, this is the place now. You
Yeah.
can give a shout out to some of the groups you work with and give them some exposure. This program, it's business, but it's also the social part of it. So if there
Yeah.
are groups that are out there, so folks, if you ever need a place to get the word out, make sure you come in and check us out. Once here, you're always a friend of the program. And once you're in, so you can't get out.
Yeah, so I've met some really amazing people since I've been in business in Richmond. Some of them have helped out with the nonprofit already. Rent in Richmond, Whit Brooks, he's over with Town and Country Real Estate and rentinrichmond.com. And he was an early supporter of our project. And then smokeandbacon.com was also another early benefactor as well. And it's been absolutely amazing. People reaching out, willing to help with organizing and helping us pad our board for 2020 with very little effort on my part. There are people so enthusiastic to help. It's been really great.
Well, I just want to say thank you for coming on such short notice.
Thank you for having me.
Short notice. It's important. It's this time of year. It's really crazy because it's so emotional now for people. From a mental health perspective, see, we've gone from
food's very important to mental health. So
Sure.
what he does is really important.
And so talk a little bit from a professional standpoint, what the holidays mean and how can some places people can get some help or some, not remedies, but ideas help people get through the holidays.
Well, I think a lot of times the holidays are about family but it's also a lot about memories. There are a lot of memories that you begin to reminisce on over the holidays and missing loved ones. And so I think that it's really important at this time of year that all people are sensitive to understanding that everyone doesn't approach the holidays the same way. We need to be, we need to rejoice. We need to be happy. We need to celebrate. We need to eat good food. We also need to be really mindful, though, that a lot of people are going through a lot of difficult things. But I'm with you. Like I love nonprofits. I came from the nonprofit world. I was involved with the Boys and Girls Club for a long time. And I think one of the special things about Richmond is that because there is so much need, there are a lot of grassroots organizations on the ground that are doing a lot of good things, doing a lot of good work. And sometimes I just don't think that we receive the nonprofits receive the attention that they deserve.
Yeah.
Like, so learning about yours today is great because as I was sharing during our break, I sit on the board for Community 50/50, and we feed every third Sunday on 18th in Chicago and Blackwell. And we also do like pop-up feedings in just different parts of the city. So having a resource like this could be very helpful because a lot of the demographic that we serve needs to also learn about how food can come straight from the farm.
Yeah. So that was one of my big things. A lot of people that do end up getting food donated to them. And it's great that a lot of the large retailers will donate things to you, but not everything needs to be bottled or boxed and canned. And it's not the most.
But a lot of times the larger retailers are donating to the larger nonprofits.
Yeah. Oh, so you get left behind.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe some of the smaller nonprofits, they're having to really aggressively, go to Food Line, go to Panera Bread. Y'all have any leftover bread?
Yeah.
So I think but that's a special thing about Richmond.
Yeah.
That there are a lot of nonprofits,
We need to
grassroots
keep in
organizations.
touch.
Oh, we definitely will.
Because I want those people to know that they deserve the dignity that everyone else has of having good quality food.
I mean, from a business standpoint, when I talk to business people and I tell nonprofits, you kind of scare business people because the only thing you have is, can you help me? And you have to touch the person's heart. I mean, from a business standpoint, so a lot of times the bigger ones are going to get taken. Okay, well, we give. Who are we going to give to? Feed more. Mm-hmm. There's 200 other ones who are out there doing good things that don't have. So, the Feed More folks don't have to go knock on the door saying, hey, can you? No. Now, you have to go there and say, okay, what's left?
Yeah.
And if you get something like, wow, we got something.
Molded bread.
Exactly. So the relationship part is in raising the level of what people do. That's one of the things that we try and do this program and put people together. Folks are not sitting here for just any reason randomly. It's not. There's a reason that you guys are sitting here because all of a sudden you can help the next person. It's kind of like the equalizer. I'm going to ask for a favor down the road. I don't know what it'll be, but I'm going to knock on the door and say, hey, can you help out that group right there? Because they're trying to do something. And, well, folks, you hear the music. That's from our man, Mr. Brian. And that's a cue to say we have to go away. So shout out to all the caregivers who are out there helping and taking care of folks. The time is 1:40. The program is On the Mic with Mike, 92.7 FM, 820 AM. And with that, we'll be back.
Purchasing a home can be one of the biggest investments of your life. Having a realtor you can trust is important. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, contact Nicole Reed with Nicole Reed Real Estate and rest easy knowing that her and her team of professionals are here to guide you every step of the way. With over 30 years of combined experience in financing, marketing, lending, and real estate, you can be confident that you will have someone that is knowledgeable and dedicated in helping you achieve your end goal. Our goal is to help 1,000 families and individuals position themselves for home ownership and equity. Mention promo code REAL2020 and receive $500 towards closing costs and moving expenses. Get a free market analysis of your home, free buyer's consultation, or free credit profile review by calling 804-721-7630 or visit www.NicoleReedRealEstate.com. Follow us on Facebook at Nicole Reed Realtor or IG at Nicole Reed Real Estate.
Disclaimer. Offer valid in the Commonwealth of Virginia and subject to restriction. Must buy or sell a home before December of 2020 to qualify.
This is Sean Nicholson with SMN Square Incorporated, providing the building blocks for success and sustainability in your business. We currently own and operate a co-working executive office and training facility called The Hub, helping you in business, located in Midlothian, Virginia, inside the Victorian Square Shopping Center. For more about us and what we do, please log on to www.smnsquare.com. That's smnsquare.com. Or you can find us on all social media platforms, SMN Square.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jimmy Stump with Stump's Pig and Pint. We're located on the corner of 2nd Street and 119 East Lee. We specialize in slow-cooked meats, handmade sides, and homemade desserts. Stop by. Let us take great care of you. You can find us on Facebook at Stump's Pig and Pint, or you can give us a call, 804-477-3208. We look forward to taking care of you soon.
Hi, do you struggle with forming the right words to draw in your target audience? Are you stuck on page 1 of that manuscript? Do you need an extra set of eyes to critique and edit your flyers, emails, or manuscripts? Do you need more time to do what you love within your business and life? If you answer yes to any of these questions, I would love to assist you. My name is Amanda Edie, and I am the literary enthusiast. I'm an editor, ghostwriter, proofreader, and creative assistant for small business owners and entrepreneurs. You can contact me today at www.amandaedie.com. Let me help you creatively change the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike. the premier social enterprise business show here in the Richmond area. It's 92.7 FM, 820 AM. If you'd ever like to, work with us at this program, you wanted to get the word out, great place to market your business. That is a selfless, shameless plug. So contact me. My email address is bizmanmikeking@gmail.com, and we can talk about you being on the program. Here with us today in studio, we have Amy Rose of the Virginia Free Farm. Super outstanding program. They're here, and she's here talking about helping feed folks who are in need. That's the heart passion.
Mm-hmm.
She has a business that helps pay for
Yes.
that part. We also have Randy Willson of the podcast talking about not just podcasting, but also the mental health in the community, especially during these hard days of the holidays. But with us on the line right now, we have Pavi Leitner of FinLit. Pavi, are you there?
Hey, how's everybody?
How are you today? So, folks, she is an expert working with kids on financial literacy. That is her passion. We're glad to have her as a contributor to the program. Pavi, the floor is yours, ma'am. Go ahead, please.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you for welcoming me. So let me tell you what we have going on so far for 2020. In less than 2 weeks, FinLit will be back to start its first session for 2020. And for January, it's the month of New Vision. So what I am going to do is get our children into the habit of creating goals. So that starts with understanding the goals, setting goals for what we're going to do the remainder of the school year, and also creating habits to implement these goals. And the importance of this, creating these habits now will help them in their future, because if you're not planning and preparing for your future, at some point you may hit a snag, and you definitely want to prevent that for these children. So we will be at LaProix Library, which is at 9000 Hull Street Road, January 7th through the 28th on Tuesdays for my kindergarten through second graders from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And for my third through fifth graders, we will also be there January 9th through the 30th, which is Thursdays, at the same time, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And the cost for that is $25 per session. And I know some of our parents there want to know, well, what's going on with middle school and high school. I have some things in the pipeline for that, but feel free to reach out to me. You can email me at finlitllc@gmail.com, or you can just simply message me at FinLitVA on Facebook and on Instagram.
So wait a second. You're teaching your financial literacy for kindergarten on up.
Yes.
Okay. Please explain to folks a little bit about, it's very important. People may not be able to understand. Talk a little bit about what you're doing with the kids and giving them insight so they can be better than some other folks who are out in the community not being very good with the finances.
Okay, well, let me go back just a little bit further. I come in contact with a lot of adults who we all experience adulting. And with that, it's just a lot of things that we endure that we don't necessarily have to. But because we weren't educated at a young age on how to prepare, how to maneuver through life, we hit those snags, and we come to the point where we want to fix our credit. We want to start saving for homes and other big purchases. And sometimes there comes an issue as far as managing the money. So if we're starting as early as kindergarten, kids are very smart. They're definitely nosy. So they're definitely picking up on everything that we do, right?
You're right.
That's
So
true.
with that being said, I get them started much earlier with creating those habits. So that's down to creating a budget. And yes, parents, if you wish, I can send you out a little pamphlet to show you how to help your kids to create a budget, even if it's your own household budget, down to grocery shopping, down to investing, preparing for college. anything that you could think of financial wise, I am here. And I also help with the adults as well.
Okay. Well, we'd just like to thank you for calling the program. Folks, Polly's going to be calling in and being a regular contributor to the program. She's also going to be in studio. That way, you can put a face to the voice. She's doing some really great things out there helping literacy in the community. And Polly,
Yes.
all righty. So one last time, how can folks find you?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Finlit VA.
All righty. Folks, with that, thanks, Polly. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
So, folks, one last thing. I just thought about something. We'd just like to thank our partners over there. So my man Jimmy Stump over at Stump's Pig and Pint. There was a family, the Phelps family, who had lost everything in a fire a couple weeks ago. Stump's Pig and Pint really stepped up, and the community. We'd just like to thank all the folks who came on and helped. That's everybody from, shout out to Shelby Brown from Mission from the Heart and CBS 6. We also had WRIC. Sabrina Fox, I think is her name. I would just like to thank the folks for coming out and really helping. Everyone who came into Stump's Pig and Pint. He also has a TV show. It's called Chopping Up at Stump. It's on Thursdays at 5 a.m. on CW Richmond. I'm the executive producer of the show. We also have Jamel Jacey, who provides some of the entertainment. Now, follow the program. Follow the folks who are on this program, because we're all trying to be out here helping the community. So back to the information and the guest at hand. So let us know some of the folks who are on your podcast, who's been on, and some folks you have coming on, upcoming.
So most recently, I've had Christy Coleman with the Civil War Museum. I've had Bill Martin with the Valentine Museum. Those were different podcasts. I've recently had Dr. Tiffany John as a co-host, and we did a series, a 6-episode series where we focus on the do-gooders of the community. Okay. So Christy Coleman and Bill was two of those folks. Coming into the new year, on New Year's Day, I have a podcast coming with DJ Ray Vaughn, who's a radio personality, radio DJ here for 106.5 The Beat. He's also out of the Virginia Beach area. So he's up and down 64 heavy, 20,000 followers on Instagram, pretty heavy following. So I'm really excited about that one. I just had a pretty diverse group of people. A lot of people in Richmond was surprised, I think, with some of my shows, just because I don't mind being mobile. Like, I'll jump in the car, I'll go wherever. So, I went down to Charlotte, which is, the home area where I'm from. I did a podcast early in the year with Anthony Morrow, who's a NBA veteran. And then I went to Virginia Beach and I did one with Young Money Yon. And for people who don't know, that's one of like Pharrell, Pusha T's main artists out of the 757 area. So those are just a few names of some shows I've done, and it's kind of got a lot of attention.
And so what's the process that people appear on the Randy Willson podcast?
They can always just reach out. I mean, if anything, because I am funding this myself, I just ask people to be patient with me, because I can't interview everybody, and timing is important in regard to when I cover certain things. But so for the majority of them, I have been the aggressor in regard to, hey, I want to interview you. But I am very open, just like you shared on your show just now. Like, I'm very open to collaboration. I'm interested in podcasting with podcasters. I'm going to be podcasting with Mark Cheatham and Gigi Broadway soon, because I'm interested in podding with podcasters.
And they're the best at,
they are. I call them the pod gods.
They are truly, when it comes to, shout out to Cheats. And when we did the programs and things together, he's always really been really open and helping, and sort of,
Cheats is like a mentor in the pod community. I had lunch with him last week, and he's very open and willing to tell me his mistakes and help me to avoid them. And so I'm very appreciative of that relationship.
That is true. So, folks, that's Randy Willson. The time is 1:53. The program is On the Mic with Mike. We are also here with Amy Rose.
Hey.
So now, talk a little bit about what you guys have upcoming, new and exciting, and we could help you with. Once you're here, you're always a friend of the program. So, let your folks know if there's if they need a microphone to let the word out. And shout out to WNTW, the station here. Some folks may be kind of wondering, it is conservative radio, but, certain things trump those things. These are business shows that are here, and business is good for the community because it allows folks to be able to fund passions.
Yep, that's
And so
absolutely true.
talk a little about what you have coming up and how folks can get involved.
So we have quite a few fundraisers coming up. We actually have solar going into the farm today. It was going on when I was leaving. We'll have that up on social media later today. But so we've got a field day planned for June 13th. We wanted it to be, well, I guess we'll have to do a rain date because you never know what's going to happen in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to do a big fundraiser coming up June 13th. You can find out all about that on our Facebook and our website. We are doing some different fundraising activities as far as we're planting a food forest. And you can, for $100, you can sponsor a tree that will end up having a plaque commemorating a wedding, a birth date, a loved one that's passed on. That you can also find out about on our Facebook or our website, which is virginiafreefarm.com. I'll get back to the pig later.
She's not getting out of here without explaining
the pig. Don't buy pigs from a redneck on the side of the road in Virginia. I'm a Pennsylvania girl. I didn't know any better. I didn't know. And it was so cute. So I want to say it was early in 2018.
Well, can we go one stop? Can we stop? So the pig, is it one of those little pot belly ones?
It was supposed to be one of those little pot belly ones.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It was supposed to be.
That's why I say don't buy a pig from a redneck on the side of the road in Virginia because they will bamboozle you. So, yeah, I was driving around with my kids. I went to get chicken feed because I have been giving eggs away to my neighbors for a long time. And $100, and there's all these little cute pigs. And I don't know, I'm a mom. I've got 3 little boys, and I can't tell them no. And so I came home with a pig that day, and it was supposed to be a mini pig.
At what point did you realize it wasn't going to be a mini pig?
Man, she weighs 200 pounds now. At one point in time, she was great at first, and it was about 6 or 7 months in that I realized the things were not as they seemed.
She got hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray.
Oh, but she's the best thing ever. Yeah, she really is. So now she's the mascot of our nonprofit.
I did see that. Okay, so
you can find lots of pictures of the pig online too.
In this time where everyone's vegetarian and vegan, I would imagine that around the farm.
Oh no! And she's so spoiled too. So she's a well-loved, well-taken care of pig too.
See, folks, when you tune
I love the
into
paisley on the pig here.
Oh yeah, she's spotted. She's the spotted pig, and that was, I don't know.
Folks, when you tune into this program, you never know what you're gonna get. So don't buy a pig on the side of the road because it may not be a pot-belly pig.
No, she had a good run. She lived in the house for about a year, but she
Oh
got
my
so big, and pigs like to scratch themselves on everything. And there was one day she was laying around in the bathtub, kids are in the bathtub, and all of a sudden I hear, "Mommy, Piggy's breaking the toilet," because she stood up and started scratching her back on the toilet. She pulled the whole toilet up out of the floor.
Okay. Okay.
And now she lives outside in the barn.
So, folks, don't buy pigs on the side of the road. That is the business tip of the day from On the Mic.
I bet that's probably the weirdest thing you've ever had on your radio station.
I've had snakes in here, but
I almost brought an animal with me today, but I wasn't sure whether you'd freak out.
No, we've had snakes in here also. This program, we go places. It's 2020 almost, and it is something when we have folks come in here. All right, folks, the time is 1:58. The program is On the Mic with Mike. Just like to thank you for tuning in, Amy Rose, Randy Willson.
You want to say pig, didn't you?
And that's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking about that.
The pig hollering.
And the kids looking at this saying, "Mom brought us home a pig, and now the pig is outgrowing, the house and all that." So I just want to know, the next time we meet, we got to talk about how the pig got acclimated to not being in the house anymore. Program is On the Mic with Mike. The time is 1:59. Just like to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you follow the brand Mike King Biz on social media. On the Mic with Mike is this program, RVA Swag Central. Shout out to my wife and all the caregivers. She's at home taking care of the grandkids now. Baby, I'm on the way as soon as this is over. And I'd like to thank these game changers for coming to follow and support them. All the information will be up on Facebook in just a little bit. Thanks to folks who tuned in. Some of our friends, shout out to Kara from Red Table Talk RVA, as well as some of the other folks. Thanks now. Take care. We're out.
Thanks, Mike.